guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a kind of get ready with me, testing out some new makeup. I don't have a full face of new products, but I have quite a few, so I'm going to be trying out some new products today, seeing what I think and kind of creating this look here. So if you're interested in seeing what I think of some of these new products and seeing what I did to create this look, then please keep on watching. So today I'm trying out some of the newer products that I've got that you'll see in an upcoming haul video, or it might be up before this, I'm not sure. But anyway, there'll be some new products and there'll be some of the other products that I have tested before, because I haven't got like a full face of new products. So today I'm actually going to start with a primer. It's a pore erasing primer. You may have seen me pick this up in one of the haul videos. However, this is it's a baby skin primer, and I've only just noticed that it says only for adults on it. You see these like 14-year-olds though knocking around with like Urban Decay palettes, and like I went that when I was 14 and I'm only 22 now. But anyway, digressing, because Sam noticed the other day, he said to me, your pore, I can see your pores with this, and that must mean they're huge, because he wouldn't notice otherwise, and that's not what I'm about. So it's a silicone based primer that I have used once or twice before. But I'm just going to pop it on my pore areas, and then it's gone bright red. My skin is looking pretty red at the moment. I had these couple of days where it cleared right up, and now I've got this like massive spot coming up here. You can see I'm starting to get spotty here. It's just not looking good. So for foundation, as it's the summer, I'm going to be going back to the NYX Total Control Cover Drops. These are like ultra matte. And I think what I'm liking about them is that hopefully it's going to help keep my skin a bit more matte looking for the summer, because I have problems down here and here, like retaining foundation actually, because it just comes right off. I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge just to blend this in. When I'm used to wearing foundations too dark for me, I feel like foundations that are actually my shade look rather pale, but this does deepen a bit when it dries. So although now it looks very pale, it should look a bit better once it's dried down. This is also really good for to lighten a foundation without having to add my white mixer, because the only white mixer I have is going to make it more glowy. And if I want to make it a bit more matte, this is the like alternative. So I was going to go in with this 17 concealer. They had the 17 brand on offer, so I picked this concealer up and I popped some of it out to look at the shade, which is why it's dirty. And it is pretty dark, so if we pop a bit, at least on my little spot here, that is very dark in comparison to the foundation I've got on today. So I may not be using that one actually. Let's just see how it does covering this spot. Yeah, this is a bit dark. It doesn't look bad, but I feel like under my eyes it's going to look dark. I feel like though whatever concealer I pop on is going to look a little bit dark. So I'm just going to probably go in with my lightest one and maybe mix in a little bit of the white BH Cosmetics concealer. Although I'm not a massive fan of that, simply because I find it a little bit glittery. Let's have a peek at the Maybelline Fit Me. So this is quite lighter than the 17 concealer. So to contour my face, I'm going to dip into the Continuity Contour Pan in the shade Bones 4 from Bleach London. So this is a new one that I picked up actually, that is also going to be included in the haul coming up. I have used this a few times actually, and what I've gathered from it so far is that it's more buildable than the Makeup Geek one. The Makeup Geek one is like super pigmented, which is nice, but you get it muddy if you're not careful, because you then put too much on and you're like blending for the heavens. And I feel like this one is definitely, as you can see, much more buildable. But I also feel like it's a little bit more warm toned as well. I feel like it's almost orangey. It's almost got a bit more of an orangey undertone. Just going to blend the edges with the rest of the powder on this brush. I always like to do this on the forehead. I just feel like it creates a little bit more smoothness. And as I don't set my forehead really in the summer, it's nice just to have a little bit of powder there. So yeah, I definitely feel like this contour is more warm toned, but then I feel like you can use it as like a contour bronzer combo for someone as pale as I am. So I'm now remembering that I put the primer on, and to be honest, I don't know that it's made like a huge amount of difference. I don't know that I see my pores, but I don't feel like when I put the primer on, it blurred them without the foundation, so I think this wouldn't necessarily be good for that. But I feel like perhaps it like maybe acted as like almost spackle, you know, filled them in, and then the foundation sits nicely on top so that you don't see them as obviously. But otherwise, I don't feel like I have massive pores around here. So next I'm going to do blush. So I picked up this Milani one. You can still see the packaging on it. It's the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. I feel like everyone and their mum has this blush, so I was super keen to try it. I'm totally desperate to get a couple more shades. I thought they looked like really pretty, but I wanted to check the formula out first. Oh, that is so pretty. And it comes with like this mirror included and this brush, which I'm not going to use, let's be straight, I'm not going to use it. So I'm actually really excited. It's like a peachy tone blush, which I've been really into at the moment. That is a beautiful peachy tone, and it comes off really easy. I didn't have to like swirl, just one swipe, and it is so pretty. I love that colour already. So I'm just going to dip this studio brush in. I've been using it at the moment more for blush, even though it's probably made for contour, but there are no rules in makeup. So it does look a little bit powdery. I just dip my brush in once and you can see some of the powder coming off around the edges. I'm thinking it's going to be like super pigmented, so I'm going to go in with like a really light hand. That's looking really nice actually. I'm almost seeing a touch of glitter or shine in it, but that is looking gorgeous. I feel like that complements the contour really nicely as well, and it's blending out really smoothly. There's no patchiness, like I can see the difference, and it is fairly pigmented, so just be very gentle. Dip once into the pan, and oh, look at that. I am just going to use the excess of the powder brush just to kind of blend it together. This helps as well keep the tone down if you pop a bit too much product on. So I don't have any new highlights to share with you guys, so I'm just going to go back into the old fave. You can see how like beat up this thing is. It's the Self Revolution highlighter palette, and you can kind of see where I've been dipping it in. This gold shade at the moment has been my absolute favourite. I like to mix it with this white over here. But honestly, I feel like today is the day to go in with the white. I feel like I'm pale enough that it doesn't look like too white, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to take my Luxe Powder Fusion brush, which to be honest could probably do with a wash, and just take a little bit from the pan with a dry brush. And oh my god, already look at that glow. Well, now I am not one of those girls that likes like a natural looking highlight, and this totally just, oh my god, see the difference, see this and then this, like it's just amazing. And then also like to occasionally take my number 7 smudge brush and take a bit of the highlight and just pop it down my nose a little bit, not all the way. I don't want to be emphasizing the entire nose. And then a bit on the end. I also like a little bit of on my top lip. It's supposed to help make your lips look fuller, which I could definitely use. I just pop a little bit above the brow bone. I don't feel like a shiny forehead is what any of us are interested in, but I just like a little bit above my eyebrows to kind of lift the brow. I don't highlight under the brow bone until I've done my eyebrows, which we're going to come to now. So I actually have a brow pencil, which may surprise you guys. Normally I just use my Revolution powder, but I I picked up this Max Factor one because it felt smooth actually in comparison to some of the others. I didn't want it to be like super slick, but I felt like a lot of them were quite dry. It's Max Factor Brow Shaper in Deep Brown, and I'm not proficient with brow pencils, I'll be straight. It's going to be hard for you guys to kind of gauge how it is from me. However, I'm going to see how easy this is to use. I'm definitely a beginner with brows, so this might give you an idea of, if you're also a beginner with brows, what's easy to use. I'm probably not going to talk through this bit, I'm probably going to be like ultra focused. I don't know that brow pencils are for me. I feel like this feels really nice and smooth. It's not dragging at the skin, but I just don't feel like it looks so good on me. I'm going to try and do this off camera and see how I can make this work. So I had some like proper struggles with these brows. I feel like I kind of get why brow pencils are a little more stiff now. I definitely struggled to get like straight brow hairs at the front, so it's kind of like blocky eyebrows at the moment. But they've looked worse, so I don't feel too bad about it. Next, we're going to go into this kind of brow mascara. It's L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, and it's supposed to have like fibres to kind of thicken and fill in your eyebrows, which I've already kind of done. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see how it like sets the hairs in place. So it's got this tiny little applicator, which I'm hoping is going to be kind of the right size for doing this. I like that actually. Like, you can see the difference, or at least I feel like I can. I quite like that, but I feel like it kind of sets your brow hairs into place. I don't know that I saw like loads of fibres, but I'm not mad about that. But that looks really nice. I think it's going to be nice to hold your brow hairs, so you know when you spoolie them initially, this is going to be the kind of thing that holds your brow hairs in place, and I think it looks really nice. So next we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using the So for X Revolution eyeshadow palette. I played around with it once or twice since popping up the swatch video, which I'll link down below, and I am enjoying it, but I just kind of want to play with a few more shades and see if I can create something a bit more interesting. So I picked up this new Morphe brush, the R39, and I'm desperate to try it out. So I think for my transition shade, I'm going to dip into this one here, Cup of Tea, and just pop it right into the crease. I'm actually feeling like with this brush, it's just a perfect shape. You can see it just sits right in the crease. Just helps blend those shadows out. I'm going to pick up a little bit more and just kind of work it in to create a bit more build-up of colour. So next I'm thinking to go like a little bit more red. So I think I'm going to dip into this shade here, Pumpkin. Each time I'm just using the same R39 brush and just placing the product a little bit lower each time I go in. I'm liking this. I feel like this brush is just so perfectly shaped. You can see here, it's just so perfectly shaped to be getting into the crease of your eye and just pulling that shadow just directly where you want it. You have such control. I love it. Next, I think I'm going to go into this shade here, Danger. What I'm seeing with this brush is like I'm keeping my eyeshadow in. The problem I often have is it just ends up all the way out here, and I'm not having that so much with this brush. I feel like there is so much control. I definitely feel like though I'm going to take another brush and just blend a bit more up here, because I feel like I've placed a lot of the shadow in a very similar spot, so I've lost a bit of that gradient. So I am just going back in with a bit of tiramisu and just blending some more, and then I'll probably go back in with a bit more Cup of Tea and just finish it off. I'm now just going to take my Boots to Blended eyeshadow brush that has nothing on it and just blend more of these edges. Just blending a bit more. I feel like It's really rare to overblend. I feel like it's almost impossible to overblend. So I think for the glitter shade that I'm going to pop on my lid, I think I'm going to go with Grow Old. I just feel like it's going to suit the reds a bit more without kind of blending in a bit more. I was originally going to go with like Copper Penny or something like that, but I feel like this is going to stand out a little bit more. That is such a pretty colour. But I feel like the brush with the metallics doesn't pick up quite as much colour, so you do have to dip in a few times. And even then, they apply better with a finger. Do you see the difference? And then I'm going to take my R19 with a bit more of Cloudberry and just kind of blend it in. Not Cloudberry, Danger. So for mascara, I'm actually trying a high-end product for a change. It's the Benefit Roller Lash. Now, I believe this retails for like 20 odd pounds or something, but I've got the mini sized, and I'll explain in my haul video, which if it's already up, I'll link in the description box down below, how I managed to get my hands on this. But this is such a small wand, so I'm really hoping it grips the lashes and helps like curl them as it claims to. Try and start at the base, wiggling these up. See, when they have these like curved applicators, I never know like which angle you're supposed to pop them on. I feel like I don't like it as much for the bottom lashes as I do the L'Oreal Miss Baby Roll mascara, but I love it for the top lashes. As you can see, I feel like I have quite a lot of length, and I don't feel like it's super volumizing, but I feel like it separates the lashes, and I really like that actually. So I almost forgot to blend any shadow on my under eyes, which is absolutely madness to me. So I think I'm going to dip back into Cloudberry here actually, and then just smudge it under the lower lash line. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this roller lash. I feel like the wand just like grips every little hair and just coats it so evenly. I'm loving it. I just feel like my eyelashes look really good. And Sam just came home and he thought they looked really nice as well. And he doesn't always notice this stuff, so I'm feeling good about it. So before we move on to lipstick, I'm going to set my face with MAC Fix Plus. I just feel like this stuff melts your makeup together. I almost forgot, I need to highlight my brow bone and inner corner. So I think I'm going to take this shade again from the Sofx Revolution palette and just pop some on the inner corner and use some just to highlight the brow bone. So next we're going to dip into a new liquid lipstick I picked up actually. It's the Brittany Evans X Rincon, I think it is. I don't know, I haven't used this brand before, haven't really heard much about it, but I'm gonna butcher it and say Brittany Evans X Rincon lipstick. So I believe when she partnered with them, she like came out with a few shades. But you know me, you know exactly which of them I went for. I went for Fable. Look at this packaging though. It's square, which I really like. I don't feel like a lot of lipstick brands have square packaging. Look at that colour. That is definitely my colour. It does smell a bit weird. Like, not massively chemically, but chemically enough. I don't know about this applicator though. As you can see, it's not really very well shaped. I feel like I might be able to like extend it, but I just don't feel like overlining my lips is going to be as simple as it is with some other applicators. So it's drying down matte and within like about a minute or two I would say, so it's drying rather quickly. And I like it, it's a bit refreshing and it does feel almost a little bit dry. Looking at this makeup look, I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm really happy with most of the products I've tried. I'd definitely say my favourites are the eyeshadow palette, the mascara and the blush. I feel like I liked the lipstick and I liked the brow mascara. I think the contour is a bit warm for me. I like that it's buildable. But I just don't know that the shade is like cool enough. the products that I wasn't so keen on were that powder. I feel like that powder just looked pretty bad. I don't know. I feel like the brow pencil as well. I feel like the brow pencil was too soft, and I feel like that was like my choice in going for something smoother. I feel like drawing on hair strokes was so difficult because the tip, although it was fine, it was so smooth that it didn't draw on like a fine enough line. If you guys like this video, then please click the thumbs up button, and you can always list a comment down below of any new videos you would like me to do or any new products that you would like me to try. And if you haven't subscribed already, then please press that subscribe button before you leave, and if you press the notification bell next to it, you'll be notified every time that I upload. Thank you for watching.